Minglabal, welcome to Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin, and we've got the latest news and reports. Since the outbreak of the coronavirus is making headlines around the world, and according to the WHO on Wednesday, there was 427 global deaths, but only 7 people are under disease investigation in Myanmar. For those who are interested in digital rights in Myanmar, Myanmar Digital Rights Forum 2020 is coming. A story coverage on the updates of the coronavirus outbreak and 2 new makeshift hospitals in Wuhan. And the last report on Yangon University students forming bird-watching club. We'll definitely get to the reports in a while, but before that, let's take a look at local news. President Wu Min left Naypyidaw Thursday morning and arrived in Heho, Shan State, where he met with Shan State cabinet members, local representatives, departmental officials of the state, districts and townships, and town elders at the Shan State government office. The president said the government is in firm determination building a federal union. All stakeholders should be well aware of it with profound significance. Differences and mistrusts will be mitigated through the attainment of democracy among all national races. Thus, we will achieve what we desire, internal peace. He added on by saying, in our major aim of building a federal democratic union, departmental personnel needs to review their work and make changes in accord with the transitional process. It is also necessary that all departmental personnel and staff should perform their respective duties in a manner of justice. The president then instructed the electricity distribution should be prioritized to local areas and regions. The project should be completed in time and finance should be handled in order. He also made an inspection tour around the Upper Kentong hydropower project site. State Councillor and Union Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, Daw Aung San Suu Kyi, received Ambassador, Special Representative of the Ministry for Foreign Affairs of Sweden, Ken Herstek, on Thursday in Naypyidaw. During the meeting, the officials exchanged views on promoting bilateral relations and cooperation between Myanmar and Sweden, democratization, development, peace, and national reconciliation processes, as well as possible areas of support by Sweden in Myanmar's future endeavors in overcoming the challenges faced in the country, including the issue of Rakhine State. The closing ceremony of the Ethnic Culture Festival 2020 was held at the Jagasan Ground in Yangon Thursday evening. Union Minister for Ethnic Affairs, Nai That Lwin, said the festival was successfully held with the displays of ethnic cultures and traditional items. The event could generate high expectations for the tourism industry, which can support socio-economic developments in ethnic areas, could foster friendly relations among ethnic people, and also satisfy the leaders of the country. He also called for ending the 70-year armed conflicts of the country. The festival was held from 1st to the 7th of February with intentions to promote friendly ties between ethnic people, to support peacemaking efforts in the country, to foster unity of national people, and to share traditions, food, and cultures of ethnic nationals. That's all with the local news, and here's the first report on Myanmar Today. 27 countries are hit by the coronavirus where the infection originated from China. India and Thailand, sharing the borderline with Myanmar, are also hit by the novel coronavirus infection, but Myanmar is still excluded. There are no confirmed cases in Myanmar until now. 7 people have been quarantined on suspicion of coronavirus symptoms at Webaki Hospital in Yangon. During the outbreak, rumors and unreliable news about coronavirus were widely spread on social media. The government announced that the public can gain access to accurate information on the websites of the Ministry of Health and Sports. Pyo Ritu has more.
According to WHO figures released on February 5th morning, there are globally 20,630 confirmed cases and 3,241 new cases, and a total of 427 deaths and 64 new cases with novel coronavirus infection in last 24 hours. The 27 countries are hit by coronavirus, and China, where originated the infection, India and Thailand, sharing the borderline with Myanmar, are also hit by novel coronavirus infection. Though there are no confirmed cases for novel coronavirus coronavirus infection in Myanmar till now. 7 people have been quarantined and isolated on suspicions of coronavirus symptoms at Webagi Hospital in Yangon. The head of Yangon Region Public Health Department, Dr. Tomyet told Myanmar Radio.
There are still no confirmed cases for novel coronavirus. A Chinese man and 2 Myanmar on board the same plane, CZ-305, suspected of suffering from new coronavirus, has been discharged from hospital on Monday, as the test results showed negative in coronavirus infection. One suspected person from Laindaya Township is isolated and quarantined, and a 15-year-old Taiwanese boy is now confined at Webagi Hospital in Yangon, and 5 flight attendants who brought 59 Myanmar students from China are also confined in quarantine. Both the 2 people and flight attendants are doing well now. These people can't be said suspecting of virus, as they are just the persons under investigation specifically.
The first educated talk on novel coronavirus prevention and control was held on Tuesday at Government Primary School in the Community South Township. The officials from Department of Public Health and the regional local representative gave the educated talk on precaution against novel coronavirus to the students and the public. Umyatwin, President, Myanmar Health Assistance Organization, said,
Actually, the public should avoid the crowded place as much as they can during this period. But for the students, they have to attend the school, which is a crowded place. We are organizing the seminar to educate the students because they can avoid. We hope this information can spread throughout the public via the students as well.
According to local representative U Nyinyi, there would be more coronavirus prevention and control seminars at schools, and they are also planning to educate the public efficiently. U Nyinyi, local representative, the Community South Township, Constituency 1 said.
We are selecting the 6 spots, including high schools in the Community South. We are distributing the education pamphlets in the public areas like tea shops. I suppose other townships are also operating like us.
During the outbreak, rumors and unreliable news about coronavirus are widely spread on social networks such as Facebook, a trending media platform in Myanmar. The government announced that the public can gain access to accurate information on the websites of Ministry of Health and Sports, Myanmar CDC Facebook page, and Yangon Region Public Health Department Facebook page. Public can get the detailed and updated information by scanning the QR code in the pamphlet, poster, and sticker provided by the WHO Myanmar. I am Jyoti Ritu. This is news reporting from MI Radio.
That's a report on 427 global deaths according to the WHO on Wednesday, but only 7 people are under disease investigation in Myanmar. Alright, it's time now to check on the weather forecast in Myanmar. There's plenty of sunshine in Yangon during the day, while the night will have clear skies. The highest temperature for the day will be at 35 degrees Celsius and the lowest will be at 19 degrees Celsius. There's plenty of sunshine in Naypyidaw as well during the day, while the night will have clear skies. The highest temperature for the day will be at 34 degrees Celsius and the lowest will be at 15 degrees Celsius. A beautiful weather in Mandalay with partly sunny conditions during the day, but the night sky will be clear. The highest temperature for the day will be at 31 degrees Celsius and the lowest will be at 14 degrees Celsius. Myanmar Digital Rights Forum will be held on 28th and 29th of February at Rose Garden Hotel in Yangon, and once again it will be co-organized by Pandiya, Myan ICT for Development Organization, Myanmar Central for Responsible Business, and Free Expression Myanmar, with a fund supported by the Embassy of Sweden and Heinrich Böll Stiftung Myanmar. David Hanna reports.
The Myanmar Digital Rights Forum (MDRF), which is becoming an annual mainstay for the digital rights movement in Myanmar and the region, is envisioned as the cornerstone of Myanmar's digital rights advocacy effort, supporting awareness raising and continuous multi-stakeholder engagement on the issues. With that said, we will hear more about what the forum is all about from Mawee Pyo-Myit, Senior Manager for Digital Rights Program of Pandia.
Myanmar Digital Rights Forum is an annual event. We had been organizing this Myanmar Digital Rights Forum since 2016. So this is the fourth Digital Rights Forums, which we will discuss about digital policies, digital rights policies. So basically, it's 2020 is for this country is the year for elections. So we in this 2020 Myanmar Digital Rights Forum, we will focus a lot. All these discussions will be focusing on these election issues, the role of the role of the technologies and the role of data, which could have impacts on the coming elections. So that will be main focus for all the discussion at this Myanmar Digital Rights Forum. In addition to that, of course, we will also discuss about other issues related to the digital rights, what is happening currently in Myanmar, what is digital rights, which kinds of issues, we should be concerned and etc. The others, the bigger objective is about like a kind of to have a policy, protecting our rights online as well. So we would like the government and also even the upcoming government and also the political parties, we would like them to adopt these like a digital right mechanisms, in their policy.
The topic for MDRF 2020 will be about Myanmar digital culture, Rakhine shutdown, national security, rights to information, digital election, dangerous disinformation or sharing political news, digital risks of Myanmar elections 2020, the biggest threat to free expression online in Myanmar, etc. More about why this Digital Rights Forum has been held annually and why is it really essential for Myanmar will also be explained by Mr. Jess Peterson, CEO of Pandia.
Well, we think that anywhere in the world, strong digital rights and digital regulatory framework is critical for protecting freedom of speech online, for protecting people's privacy, and for making sure that people's data is being sufficiently protected, whether it's by private companies, by government, or others. In Myanmar, we've seen a very rapid uptake in the adoption of consumer technology in the last 5 years. Everybody is online now, which is really good, which is a big opportunity. But since everybody's using the internet, it's now more important than ever before that we have good regulation, good laws in place that make sure that people can use the internet safely, that people's data and privacy is being protected. And that's exactly what the Myanmar Digital Rights Forum is all about. It's about having these important conversations about what should regulation in Myanmar look like, how can we best ensure people's privacy online, and then doing what we can to follow through and to advocate with lawmakers and others to make sure that laws are actually being put in place.
MDRF 2020 will bring together about 150 representatives from CSOs, journalists, business leaders, policymakers, technologists, advocates, academics, government representatives from across the world who seek collective answers to potential and actual impacts of technologies on society and human rights in Myanmar. Ms. Vicky Baumann of Myanmar Center for Responsible Business also told MI Radio her perspective regarding the digital hygiene of Myanmar and how we should improve.
So one of our biggest concerns, and this is why MCRB works on the section related to privacy, is that Myanmar has very poor practices relating to data protection and cybersecurity. And this is something we've been working on for quite some time. Cybersecurity needs to balance users' rights and the needs of government and others. What we find is, for example, with data protection, there is a very relaxed attitude on the part of both individuals and governments to sharing personal data such as NRC numbers online, even though that then can become something where people's identity can be stolen because people don't have good data privacy and data hygiene approaches and share their information far too readily.
Reporter David Tanner reporting from Myanmar International Radio.
That's a report on Myanmar Digital Rights Forum 2020 that's coming. You're with MI Radio's Myanmar Today. If you want to watch or listen to more programs from our station, you can just visit our website, miradio.com.mm, or tune in to 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Manali, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. But of course, if you prefer to have it within your grasp, you can download our app on both iOS and Android platforms. Search by typing Myanmar INTL Radio, and you'll find the app. Download it on your devices so you can listen to our radio shows on the go. Stay with us as we bring you more reports on Myanmar today. Since the coronavirus outbreak is accelerating, the Chinese government as well as the international community are in a bid to contain the virus with utmost efforts. Some have recovered and many are in a critical condition. 2 makeshift hospitals in Wuhan wowed the world with its speedy construction and the treatment provided. For more updates on Wuhan and the 2 new hospitals, Akajo reached out to a reporter in Wuhan.
The World Health Organization, WHO, has recently declared the coronavirus outbreak a global health emergency. Its chief, Tedros, on 5th February, appealed for $675 million to fund a 3-month response plan. 2 makeshift hospitals have been speedily built and 11 public venues transformed into makeshift wards. MI Radio reached out to a reporter covering the coronavirus outbreak in Wuhan to get updates on the makeshift hospitals and their capacity.
As of 8 p.m. on Wednesday, a total of 107 medical rescue teams and 10,596 medical workers from all over China have arrived at Wuhan to support the treatment of patients in the mobile hospitals. And among all the medical rescue teams, there are also some national emergency medical teams. They have very professional equipment with them. I saw the vans they've driven all the way here. Each van has its own function, an intensive care unit, a water truck, a command center, and so on and so on. And there are 8 more mobile hospitals still under construction. So hopefully these mobile hospitals will receive more patients and help them get better treatment.
The Hoshangshan Hospital was handed over to military medics on Sunday and is reported to have begun taking patients. The Leishanshan Hospital will be operational. More than 3,500 workers have been involved in their construction. Leishanshan Hospital is set to be completed and take patients soon. The hospital will be able to accommodate 1,600 patients. The other prefect hospital dedicated to treating novel coronavirus-infected patients in Wuhan, Wushanshan Hospital, was completed on February 2nd and began operations a day later. As China fights the outbreak, national leaders and heads of international organizations have voiced support for China in its battle, sending messages of encouragement to Wuhan, which is central China's Hubei province and the epicenter of the novel coronavirus outbreak.
Experts are racing against time to develop a vaccine for the new coronavirus. Preventative measures include enlisting a batch of hotels and venues to centrally treat patients with mild illness or observe people who came into close contact with patients. And since it's almost the end of the Spring Festival holiday here, China will set up quarantine areas on public transport vehicles to reduce the risk of spreading the novel coronavirus during the upcoming travel rush. So passengers who experience the sudden onset of fever or other suspected symptoms during the trip will be quarantined in such areas and transferred to a test station for further examination as soon as possible.
Lots of countries have supported China. As of Sunday, China has received supplies from countries including the UK, France, Republic of Korea, Japan, Turkey, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Hungary, Iran, Belarus, and Indonesia.
As of Wednesday, a total of 1,153 novel coronavirus patients were discharged from the hospital. The news of recovery is good, but experts have also warned that patients who have recovered from the disease are still at risk of reinfection and the possibility of spreading the virus because some antibodies are not effective for a lifetime. And that's why these recovered people are recommended to self-quarantine for 14 days and closely follow their condition after they return home.
Chinese officials say they have stepped up efforts to control the outbreak, particularly in Hubei province, where Wuhan is located. The vast majority of the funds would go to nations that need help to protect against the virus. Some 500,000 masks and 40,000 respirators would be sent to 24 countries. This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
That's a report on the updates of the coronavirus outbreak and 2 new makeshift hospitals in Wuhan. And here's the last report on Yangon University students forming bird-watching club. With an aim to preserve and understand more about birds, the Department of Zoology at the Yangon University forms University of Yangon Bird-Watching Club, and it was officially introduced to the public at the Recreation Center at the Yangon University, where the photos of birds collected by different professionals and the students were also on display for the exhibition. Williamson has more.
Myanmar is a country with one of the richest areas of biodiversity among Southeast Asian countries. And according to the report, there are more than 1,136 kinds of birds inhabiting Myanmar. Therefore, learning and understanding the birds across Myanmar is an essential task in the process of conserving the environment and nature. In recent years, Myanmar sees the rise of different bird-watching clubs and other environmental conservation clubs among the people who are enthusiastic to preserve the gift of nature. But there's a very few environmental conservation clubs among the students. Therefore, to fill this void and encourage the people in preserving the animals and the environment, Department of Zoology under Yangon University has taken the step by forming University of Yangon Bird Watching Club with the aim to encourage research on environmental issues, preserve the nature, and also develop ecotourism. University of Yangon Bird Watching Club was officially opened and introduced to the public on 4th of February at Recreation Center at Yangon University. Speaking to the media, Dr. Tida Letui, head of the Department for Zoology of Yangon University, said,
For
today event here, it is not just about the exhibition of bird photography by the students. We also want to officially introduce University of Yangon Bird Watching Club. The main objective of forming this bird watching club is to encourage the younger generation. As we are from the Department of Zoology, we have several subjects on animals. We also have a specialized subject regarding birds in our department. We have several students doing their doctorate research work on birds, and we don't want their work to remain just on the paper, but we want to bring those works to the public. At the same time, we want the students to understand the value of working together, and when we all collaborate together, we can achieve our goals.
This bird watching club will play a leading role in documenting the birds and research work on birds and share knowledge. It will also hold a program on watching birds within Yangon and even outside of Yangon, collaborating with international bird watching clubs. According to the report by experts, there are 9 types of birds which can only be found in Myanmar, and these are very rare that they can be found anywhere in the world. Speaking at the event, Usei Myumyin, a writer and photographer, also said,
In Southeast Asia, among 100 places to watch birds, Myanmar has 6 of the best bird sightseeing places. Zoology Department from Yangon University has formed a bird watching club to bring up more of bird lovers and environmentalists for the preservation of birds in Myanmar. I also hope that the students from this university will one day become good teachers in preserving the nature and be able to guide others in this bird watching culture. The location of Yangon University itself has many spots to offer when it comes to bird sightseeing. Take example of Inya Lake. We have more than 100 species of birds documented along with many other places in and around Yangon. Therefore, I would like to urge University of Yangon to develop this club for the good of nature, and we are here to support the club with what we can.
This is Williamson for MI Radio.
That's all the reports on Myanmar Today. The world is constantly hit by natural disasters, outbreaks of health crises, climate change at its peak, animals dying at an alarming rate, and things are escalating so quickly that I believe we should keep up with the news from around the globe. So let's take a turn to some international news and find out what's happening around the world. In Kunming, every year in winter, red-billed gulls leap 6,000 kilometers. They came to Dense Lake from West Siberia to spend the winter. Due to the epidemic, seagulls feeding on a crowd of crickets was not seen in the past years. How should the seagulls survive? Don't worry, the Scenic Area Management Committee has arranged for special people to feed the gulls 600 kilograms of food a day. The seagulls have 2 meals a day and they are full. In Wuhan Zoo, due to traffic and logistics restrictions, the supply of cranes and pelicans in Wuhan Zoo was difficult to supply. After the news was released, a purchase call was hit. The animals get food and fed in time. Other animals are also provided with food normally. The closed city has made many people unable to go home to take care of pets. Wuhan Small Animal Protection Association, Shangyamen, takes care of small animals that are stranded at home. 1,000 or 2,000 small animals will be helped. Overseas Chinese and people from Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Germany, Mexico, Russia, South Africa, Spain, the US, and the UK share their ideas about the measures taken against the coronavirus outbreak and send their best wishes to people in Wuhan. Take a look at the video.
I've heard it's in a small province in the middle of China. It started about Christmas time.
I know it's spreading.
It's
from the wild animals.
It's probably one of the most important and deadly viruses that are out there currently in 2020.
我母亲在国内是一名医护工作者，所以我知道现在国内的情况还是挺紧张的。
现在的情况比较严重，人与人之间呢传播的速度比较快。
大家记得一定要戴口罩，还有记得一定就是出门回家的时候一定要消毒。武汉加油，中国加油
！Ánimo, Wuhan.
Y buena suerte, Wuhan.
Governments and healthcare workers around the world continue to fight to contain the coronavirus, and now global businesses are struggling to figure out how to continue operations. CGTN spoke to Peter Leroy Munoz, VP for Tech and Innovation, Silicon Valley Leadership Group, about how the coronavirus has impacted global business.
We know that some larger companies that have presence there have actually temporarily closed some of those locations in specific cities. We know that supply chains are being disrupted right now, so it's a big challenge.
The coronavirus is an excellent example of kind of not knowing what the end game is going to be. Companies in China are extending the holiday, encouraging people to work from home. Well, working from home doesn't work in automotive manufacturing. It's just a deal breaker.
Jovis and Marissa are foreign vloggers living in Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak in China. They have been working on videos that reflect an accurate picture of what is happening in Wuhan these days. But a few days ago, there was a media outlet that twisted their story. Fortunately, there are other media outlets that have told their stories more accurately in a positive manner. In this video, we can see their latest reactions to how different media have used their materials.
So recently we posted a video about how we gave a voluntary interview to an international news agency, and our purpose for doing this was hope that we would dispel some myths that some foreigners might have about Wuhan or the virus. However, when a privately owned Korean news company bought our footage, they
in the news report, and we were very surprised how honest they are. They literally just tell everyone everything exactly as we said.
Marissa, who's an American citizen, says while she could be evacuated, she's chosen to stay put in Wuhan.
Yeah, I think the word trapped is a little bit extreme. Like, I feel like it makes sense. Like, obviously you would quarantine the city where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the word trapped is a little bit extreme. Like, I feel like it makes sense. Like, obviously you would quarantine the city where it came from.
Yeah.
But unfortunately they were a little bit too slow in doing so, and so many people have left the city for the Spring Festival holiday before they locked it down.
Even though this British news doesn't get as many views as the Korean one, but that's the reality because our life here is really not as scary as they portrayed. And that's why people don't like to see it because it's not so interesting. But at least they're telling the truth.
Well, that's a wrap, and thanks for joining me on Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin. Wash your hands, wear your face mask, drink lots of water, and keep yourselves fit and away from any possible virus. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.